Well, how about this game with underdogs, Joe? The Orlando Magic. Yeah, that's right, the Magic. A 1-0 series lead against the Detroit Pistons tonight, taking on game number 2. This line opened up around 9 points, Joe. Now we're sitting across in the marketplace. You see the graphic there, minus 8.5 in a total of 218.5. Kitchen sink game for the Pistons here, but the Magic showed up in game number 1, Joe. They weren't scared. Give me a spread line tonight we can look at for this one.
Listen, this opened up 9.5, Donnie, and I do not understand this line at all, given the fact that what we saw from the Pistons was, well, vintage Orlando Magic. We know what Orlando is capable of, and they, styles make fights, right? And this Orlando Magic team, as they are playing right now, and we've seen this before in years past, where teams with all the talent in the world, and you're like, they're coached terribly. They got too much talent to be this bad. Well, I got news for you. I think Detroit's going to have their hands full. But this is at a number now, Donnie, where, listen, Detroit can win this game. That doesn't mean they're going to cover it, though, right? It's not 2.5, where just pick the outright winner. We're talking 3 buckets here, and nothing that I saw from the Pistons. If Cade Cunningham doesn't do it, I guess nobody else is there to do it for him. So I think this is going to be a very physical battle here tonight, where I would only want to carry the points. Expecting the Pistons to run away with a game, I'm not sure that's going to happen here.
Yeah, we'll find out. And again, can't go 0-2 in your own building as the number 1 overall seed here in the Eastern Conference and still expect to win that series. Maybe they can, but you don't want to see it happen. They're still favored to win this game by roughly double digits. I'll tell you a team that's favored by roughly double digits and more tonight, Joe. That's the Oklahoma City Thunder, who slapped the Phoenix Suns. Now, granted, you saw some of these game number 1s here go the way of the higher seeded team. Like, this game actually stinks. An attack of the underdogs yesterday. Can it continue today? And the Phoenix Suns, they can still get blown out and cover this number, Joe, as they are 17.5-point underdogs to the Oklahoma City Thunder and a total of 215.5. Some might say the Suns are just walking dead right now, but that's what I thought of the Sixers last night, and they won outright by double digits. Suns and the Thunder tonight, Joe. Give me a spread line to look forward to here.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a line that opened up at 19.5, and the market laughed at it and started pushing it back to what now, 16.5, 17.
Yeah,
Donnie. So that is a huge number, especially given the fact that we saw these two teams play a couple of weeks ago, and wasn't it a Phoenix beatdown here in this spot? So I can tell you this. If Phoenix doesn't stop turning the ball over, I think they have 17 turnovers. They gave up 34, 37 points on turnovers. If you keep turning the ball over and giving OKC easy buckets, you're going to lose by 40 again. But this is the NBA, after all. We saw your Sixers bounce back in a big way. Listen, I don't think Phoenix wins the game, but I think Booker and company are going to have a little bit of pride. I think the market might be overreacting with this one. Oklahoma City this year wasn't an ATS, machine here. They had trouble covering these kinds of numbers consistently, and I think the Phoenix Suns can stay within it.
I always think it's kind of interesting, too, Joe, in that playoff format. Like, usually in the NBA, like, you're on the road, you're in one city one night, flying out that night to a next city. Sometimes you get blown out. You get a couple days to decompress, away from the family, hang out with the teammates, get some work in, and maybe put in a better performance for game number 2. We'll see if the Suns can do that tonight. Let's get down to the business. We talk about a theory that comes up from time to time, and if you're just a novice to sports gambling, you still might hear this. The zigzag theory. Whoa! Teams got blown out night number 1. Take that team that got blown out night number 2 because they can't lose 2 games in a row when sometimes they do lose 2 games in a row. It's Donnie Rightside. It's Joe Raineri. It's Kevin Walsh welcoming into the show. Game Time Decisions host, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. Kevin, a lot of stuff to get to, which includes a lot of shocking NBA scores last night and a lot of alarms going off right now. Kevin, wake it up. Let's go. Get it.
Somebody better wake up that Houston Rockets offense. My goodness. And that is a tough watch through 2 games. What is remarkable, though, as we are now 14 games in to the NBA playoffs, I am pretty sure we have yet to see a team cover in a loss. We had 3 dogs cover last night. I think we've now had 5 consecutive underdogs cover a number, and it was all just outright victories. Like, it's not common I feel, because these aren't just 1-point lines, 2-point lines. There were multiple double-digit spreads on the board last night, and it's just, it's boom or bust situations right now with these basketball games so far.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But the problem was, Kevin, I had no idea Kevin Durant appears that hurt. I mean, he did not look even remotely close to the same player. And this just happened, last Wednesday in practice, apparently. But that doesn't look to me like a guy that is like they're just, rub some dirt on and get some ice back in here. Houston could very well be in trouble here.
Yeah, I think they are, Joe. I actually, to your point about the timing of the injury, I didn't even think Durant was going to play. And I'm not so sure it was the right decision to play him. Maybe, look, there were moments they could only score if he was on the court. So I'm not saying they would have been better without him. But if Durant is a little banged up, instead of giving him 41 minutes last night, he could have waited until Friday to make his debut in this series, which would have, of course, been at home and would have given Kevin Durant 2 full weeks off from the regular season. Now, again, I know the injury happened in between that, but I just wonder if that would have been a nicer landing spot for Kevin Durant in this series. But here's the thing, man, and I understand you guys will be like, oh, we knew Kevin will say this, but too bad. LeBron James is still, without a doubt, better than Kevin Durant. Like, that's just what it is. Like, you look at those two side by side, and the better basketball player, the guy leading his team, is LeBron James, not Kevin Durant.
It's pretty amazing to see how it plays out, because we were just expecting, like, oh, look at that. Houston's going to line up against the Lakers. Rockets got him at the right time. They should be able to blow through. It's just LeBron. What can he do? And LeBron playing good basketball through 2. Series isn't over, but it looks like the Lakers' help might be on the way as well, where the Rockets just look like a team that's out of it at this point. 94 points last night, completely unacceptable. But how about the other 2 games last night, Kevin? Me being a Sixers fan, no hope. Like, hey, Flyers are playing well right now. The Phillies are stinking. Oh, the Sixers are on. I don't really want to watch that game. So I start out watching the game. It looked like a carbon copy of game number 1. This is going to be a wrap by the end of the first quarter. I didn't even check into the game, Kevin, until I tweeted out last night the halftime score. Wait a second. The 76ers showing up big, which include VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey carrying that squad. I was blown away. Not that the Sixers won the game, which was ridiculous, that they even stayed within a 2-touchdown number and still won by double digits on the road. What do you make of that game last night? Is that just a wake-up call for the Celtics?
Maybe. And I'm trying to keep in mind that even the best versions of Boston have found a way to give a game away when, they're not usually supposed to. However, you watch some of it last night, and man, Jaylen Brown is just dribbling the air out of the basketball. And you kind of remember, like, oh, he wasn't allowed to do that. And then Tatum got hurt, and now Jaylen Brown's like, yep, I'm going to dribble the basketball, until no end. And it's like, oh, you're attacking Jaylen Brown off a game where he had 36, but just the flow offensively I didn't find as smooth for Boston as the game went on. And I think for Philadelphia, it's kind of similar. Like, I'm actually curious, Donnie, what you think about the Lakers and Luke and Reeves and whether or not they can come back. But for a team like Philly, if you win here and you take 1 in Philadelphia, you're giving yourself a chance for Joel Embiid to come back. That's maybe more important than anything else, right? Like, that was my biggest thing for the Rockets in losing this game. The Lakers are a win away from guaranteeing at least a game 7. Call me crazy. If there's a game 7, I think Reeves and Luka Doncic play in that basketball game. If Celtics Sixers goes 6, I think in Philly, I could be wrong. I tend to think Joel Embiid's playing in that 6th basketball game. It completely flips the series on its head now if you bring guys like that back into the equation.
It's actually interesting there that you bring it up that way, because sometimes it's not about like, well, you just expect Joel Embiid to be an MVP or coming back, or Austin Reeves for the Lakers being like at the top of his game, or even Luka. Sometimes just getting those guys back in the lineup eases it in, because they can take up 10, 15, 25 minutes from the bench players that we're giving so much for. And also just a lift on the court. We've all played sports at any level where you know the best player on your team, whether it was you or not, and like, hey man, Joey's coming back. Oh man, that's going to be awesome to get to play again. Like sometimes just like that, Joe. So when you look at this series, I'll throw it to Raineri too. Lakers in 5.
Oof. Wow. That's asking a lot. That is asking a lot. Depends if they get reinforced, but I'll tell you what, if Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard continue to give you the kind of minutes that they have given this team, can they do that on the road? If they can, then yeah, because Houston right now might be talking to themselves across the board there, Kev, because they can't score. It's MIA.
You also have to think J.J. Redick is living through Luke Kennard, right? Like everyone's like, who knew Luke Kennard could do this? And I got to imagine J.J. Redick's like, I did, because I could have done this. They just weren't giving me all these opportunities. So look, what a crazy night of hoops. I will say for the Suns, can you cover in a loss tonight? Can you please not lose by 40 to OKC?
Yeah, just give us a close game at the break. That's all we ask for. And you'll be watching Game Time Decisions at 6 p.m. with Kevin Walsh and Gabriel Morency. We'll be right back. Now, look, this question asked, which team has the best chance to overcome their 0-2 series deficit? We had one put out earlier this morning, which had a wrong team on there. We had to replace it out, so we didn't get a lot of votes on this one right now, Joe. But apparently, the Houston Rockets and the Pittsburgh Penguins have the best chance to overcome their 0-2 series deficits. Nobody helping out the Kings or the Raptors here, Joe. Just leaving them to die.
Yeah, apparently not. I don't. Just no chance, Donnie, that they any of them come back here at all. I don't see it. Although I would not be shocked. I'm telling you now, I still think the Raptors have a shot at least getting a couple of wins in that series. I wouldn't exactly think that the Cavs are going to run away, because I've seen the Cavs where they play with their food a little too much. I think Toronto has got an opportunity here.
Yep, and Gary Bettman, who tried his best to put the Penguins on 16 power plays to beat the Flyers, it didn't work out. He probably is going to make some extra phone calls in Philadelphia. You touch Sidney Crosby, that's exactly what you're going to get. 2 minutes for roughing or interference here, Joe. It's best bet day on a Wednesday. Let's get after it. Here's our bye. Let's go, people. Joe Raineri, where do we head tonight? So much on the docket. Where's your best bet at?
Well, I don't understand the line, Donnie. So I'm taking it. I mean, I'll take the 8.5, 9 points with Orlando tonight. I mean, listen, Cade Cunningham had 39 points in game 1, and Detroit still lost by 11. Why? Because nobody else around him was able to handle the physicality of Orlando. Orlando outscored Detroit 54-34 in the paint. All 5 starters of Orlando were in double figures to me. So, that doesn't sound like a team that got lucky, Donnie. Orlando, that sounds like a matchup issue right now here for Detroit. I don't need them to win. I just need them not to lose by 9 points here, Donnie. And I think Orlando can keep this close. I'll take the points.
Road dogs are the key tonight. 2 games in the association, one at 7 o'clock, one at 9:30 for me. Joe, I'm going to late night action, 9:30 p.m. The Phoenix Suns and the Oklahoma City Thunder. 17.5 points here. Zigzagging crazy for me. I'm going to take the Suns getting the 17.5. And by the way, only 40% of the early ticket count coming in on those Phoenix Suns. And as Joe pointed out, some outlets as high as 19.5 bought back to 17.5. I'm going to ride with fading the public for OKC. Just hang around. Oh, Suns got blown out. They lost by 16. Awesome. That means they covered. Nobody wants to take the Suns tonight, Joe. Your boy DRS, he's taking the Suns tonight. Let's go 2-0 on the dogs in the NBA as we slide it over to prediction markets edge coming up on the early line right after this break, people. Do not go anywhere. Markets edge right here on the early line is a Wednesday hump day. It's Donnie Rightside and it's Joe Raineri. By the way, Joe, we're the only people out here doing these prediction markets edge shows daily here, having some fun, talking about different ways to invest money, bringing more people into the tent. I feel like we're like the early discoverers out here, Joe, making our way out to the West Coast where nobody's been before.
Yeah, I agree, Donnie. And there is a lot going on in these predictive markets here, and a lot of value and a lot of chances here, especially during the postseason. To make some profits, get in, get out, buy low, sell high, Donnie. That's what it's all about here.
That is the way to go at this point here. And tonight, game number 2 in the association for a series between the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons. Joe just told you, wait a second. I don't think this line is correct here. If we take a look at the predictive markets just to win the game outright, yeah, Detroit's a heavy favorite. Currently trading with a 76% chance to win that game outright. Orlando, if you feel they can pull off the upset, that's currently a contract, Joe, at 24 cents, which a $100 investment would pay back 417. If you're looking on the lines themselves, Detroit to win this game on Kalshi currently at 10.5 points. That pays back a 45-cent contract, which means a $100 investment. If Detroit wins by 11 or more points, that pays back 223. Game 2, Orlando, though, Joe, with the series lead here.
Well, again, Donnie, I gave you the numbers here, and it was not good for Detroit outside of Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham obviously got his, but it wasn't enough because nobody else stepped up for Detroit. Where was Durant? Where was Thompson? Where were all the other guys that were supposed to support him? The problem is they were getting manhandled in the paint. I mean, they got outscored brutally in the paint in that game. So to me, the biggest edge going into this game, because the public believes, oh, Zigzag, no way Detroit's going to lose 2 at home. Well, okay, Detroit may not lose tonight, but that doesn't mean because of what we saw from game 1, they're automatically going to win and cover this game. I don't need them to Orlando to win outright. I just need them to do what they did. Control the paint, be physical, and unless Detroit figures out who else is going to complement Cade Cunningham against Orlando, yeah, they're not covering this kind of number here, Donnie. I think the value is with Orlando in this spot.
Yeah, if you're looking at Cade Cunningham, you got to lean on your superstars. You know he's going to get a lot of shots tonight. If you feel that he's going to get 30-plus points tonight on the Kalshi marketplace here, $100 investment on that would pay back $213, a little bit of plus money in your pocket. Now, we also talk about another series where Oklahoma City was the home team and the top seed. They easily handled their business in game number 1 against Phoenix, where we just talked about Orlando and Detroit. Detroit is the top seed, didn't handle their business. But tonight, it is a big number. If we're looking just, Joe, to win this game outright, how about a 93% chance here, which is a 93-cent contract, a $100 investment for Oklahoma City to win it outright, Joe, only pays back 108. But if you're including the line themselves, it's listed currently at 18.5 points on Kalshi, which means if you take the underdog, which I like tonight, which is the Phoenix Suns, a $100 investment would pay back 176, getting 18.5 points, Joe. How about that one?
Yeah, well, you know what else moved in this market, Donnie, was the total, right? Opened up 212, 212 and a half, 215, 215 and a half now. And listen, that means points got to be coming from someplace else, right? And Phoenix is not going to push pace. Phoenix is not going to try to get extra possessions. Phoenix is all about controlling tempo, slowing it down, winning the half-court battle. They can't do that if they turn the ball over 17 times again, giving up 34 points, free points, really, for OKC. OKC didn't shoot all that great there. The game just got out of hand in a hurry. And listen, when it opening at 19 and a half, and now we're down to 16 and a half, 17, the market is telling you, yes, OKC likely wins the game. But boy, oh boy, you're paying a tax here if you think that they're going to have another blowout with guys like, Booker and Dylan Brooks on that team. So, yeah, I would only look at the points here in this one tonight.
Yeah, there's no hey, we got to win our first round series by X amount of points so we guarantee the top seed moving forward. It's survive it, it's advance, it's win by 5, 10, 15 points. 15 points! You still got an easy cover in this game if you're backing the Phoenix Suns. And also, if you're just looking to say, like I said last night, like Maxi's probably going to have a good game, VJ has to have a good game for the Sixers in order for them to at least be competent there. They did. Devin Booker, 25-plus points tonight. A $100 investment would pay back $228. Superstars got to have big games if those teams want to compete here.